Hello guys, it's an update from the field on a nice cool April day. We've had a lot of questions the last few days about these early April beans and why you plant them at 2 inches deep. This field here was planted on April 5th. We came out to look. This is a bare spot where there's very little residue, which should be the warmest spot in the field. And so what we're looking at here is most of these beans have just a small sprout on them that have been here. We looked under the heavy residue. They've hardly changed at all. Kyle, what else do you see here?
What I see here is the beans are sprouted about maybe a ½ inch root out on them. We found these beans in an inch and a half to close to 2 inches of dirt, but good dirt coverage on them, and the dirt's moist. So there's no cracks and air spaces getting down to that seed depth. So these beans are probably sitting at a stable temperature and not really at any risk of having any frost damage for quite a while yet.
If you were to tell anybody what the risk of shallow planted beans might be when it's cold or you're planting April beans, what would those risks be?
When you're planting April beans shallow, if those beans get into warm days or warm temperatures and end up coming up, if they're actually out of the ground and exposed, it takes a very cold temperature to actually frost beans off. It's 28 degrees for at least 4 hours. On that, the cotyledon stage would be the first stage they come out at, and that's a lot tougher to freeze than like the first unifoliate leaves or the true leaves. But what you'll find is if the soil's moist, if you have good coverage and they're in the ground, it's going to take a whole lot to frost these beans off.
So basically, with the forecasted temperatures next week, in summary, this maturity of bean is at very little risk of injury or stand loss due to cold temperatures. Now, if they're out of the ground with the forecast we've got coming, that might be a little bit of concern, but right now they're in good moisture. The moisture that's here is going to help stabilize the temperature, and these beans look to be very healthy at the moment and placed into good soil. So if you got any more questions, contact the guys at Pederson Seed in Hiawatha, Kansas. We'd love to answer your questions. Thank you.